Hello friends, welcome to Independent News. Now you are going to watch one of the most finest interview of Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in Australia. Let's watch this video.
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
We can chew gum and walk at the same time.
All right.
Let me ask you something you have canvassed before. You've been asked about previously that India's simultaneous active engagement of groups like the Quad, along with groupings like BRICS, which are seemingly contradictory groupings. Your response has consistently been that India is able to walk and chew gum at the same time. And of course, the ability to understand all nations and work with all parties is vital. Australia has missions all over the world, including places like Moscow and Tehran, of course. So my impression, Minister, has been that India sees value in being in all these groupings, but doesn't always necessarily see them as equal. How do you, as Foreign Minister, and how does India navigate these different relationships to still ensure that countries around the world see India as a large nation that prioritises the protection of international rules?
History, political culture, to some extent, kind of a security ethos, all these feed into decisions you make. In the case of Australia, you have a long, a very old treaty relationship with the United States, which is your primary security. It's the anchor relationship in a way. That's not been our history. Our history has been really to kind of maximize space and options and gain more maneuvering ground and try and do more things, autonomously. So that's where we are coming from. Now, given that it's natural today when actually the world is much more fragmented, when in one sense clearly much more multipolar, much more complicated, that it's not easy to say today, okay, these countries are on that side and those countries are on that side. There's a lot of cross holdings in a way, and given all that, we do think that the ability to in fact not just the ability, the strategy to have a presence in different groupings and develop working combinations with different countries, because each one of them has a logic of its own, and I would not set one against the other. To us, we really honestly, and I'm not being clever here in my argument, we honestly don't think being members of BRICS excludes you from being members of Quad, because to us they serve very different purposes. Quad has a certain Indo-Pacific context. Again, the manner in which it grew, the building blocks of Quad were very different. In the case of BRICS, it was really a coming together of some large countries whose common feature in many ways was that they were non-Western. So by joining Quad, now I don't become Western. I still remain non-Western. I'm not anti-Western, but I'm not Western. So I think, in fact, in many ways, I would argue that this multiplicity of memberships and being able to navigate them are natural. I would even go a step further and say, actually, there's a service we can do by this. At a time when the world is very polarized and countries often don't communicate with each other. I look at the world today, and let's take the two big conflicts which are underway, Ukraine and the Middle East. There are not too many countries and too many leaders who can go to Moscow and go to Kiev and go to Tehran and go to